Summer of Nix 225. So yeah, I'm still not sure if I will apply for this. Well, no, that's not the approach. I may apply. Okay, this is pretty random. Sorry. Did I turn off? I did. But there is something I wanted to check today. It's the NixOS, modules. I'm still not. I kind of know how they work, but I wanted to go through this tutorial that I already began once, and I never finished it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try something now. ChatGPT. Let's wait. Um, I'm not sure. Yeah, wait a second. So, yeah, pretty random morning. I have some time to stream, so I'm streaming. So I'm sorry. I'm apologizing now. Yeah. 13 weeks. Packaging. Until May 12. So applications are accepted until May 12. That's how many? That's 2 weeks actually. Yes, today's April 28th. So that's... No, the point is I want to prepare for it well. So I was thinking maybe I should do some understanding of how NixOS modules work, or I should try to just package something already. Yeah, I'm not sure. What would be the best way to prepare for this? Let's see what you will write. Yeah, I was kind of... I need some help with the preparation, actually. I mean, I kind of know what to do, but the working it out with ChatGPT is nice because I can somehow, cover some gaps. So, and sometimes I miss some things. I mean, not sometimes, all the time, you miss these little things, and it's nice to walk through. NixOS modules are key to configuring services and system-level components. Understand how to write and configure, give you a strong base. Yeah, I should probably run this tutorial. Learn the basics, try custom modules, start packaging. Right, that's at the heart. I did package a program. I never sent it upstream, but okay. Packaging smaller, simpler applications. We've done that. I have that. You can check the contributors guide. Okay. We have the repo also here, so we know how to do that. Let's make modules Jatsu. Right. Combine both. Understanding both NixOS modules and packaging will give you the versatility. The modules, I should check the Infinicil, has a deep dive. This will prepare you to handle the diverse set of tasks that may come up during programs such as creating NixOS modules. Yeah. Okay, I'll just start with this because this feels like work. So, welcome to the NixOS modules, and I want to write in my application that I have some basic understanding of modules. Now, I want to run through this so that I, have it. This works. Right. So welcome to NixOS Modules Lessons. Here you will find a comprehensive collection of resources designed to teach you about NixOS modules. So there is the Nix Dev Modules tutorial. This one is from Infinicil, I think. Or did they change it? A basic module, let's see. Oh, they've changed it. Where's the one from Infinicil? Yeah, it was a different one. Module System Deep Dive. This tutorial follows Infinicil presentation on modules. Yes, 2021. This will be nice to look at it. Okay, well, maybe we could look that too and watch the next hour video and do the Jatsu one. Yeah, hi Dapster. No, yeah, I'm applying. Well, I don't know if you know about this. There's this Summer of Nix. So it's kind of like a Google Summer of Code, but it's not. It's just the name is like that. And look at this. It's a coordinated effort to support selected free and open source software projects, making them available on NixOS. So they have a deal with NGI NLNet, which is it's kind of nice. I kind of like that because it's a European, look at this, support selected free and open source software by making them available as, okay, Nix packages. It's funded by European Commission's Next Generation Internet, NGI, yeah, NLN Foundation. So you can also personally apply. This is kind of, this foundation, you can send them your ideas and they can fund you. I don't know if you have to live in Europe, but it's kind of nice, you know, and there are all of these ideas that you can, but usually look at this, NLN, look at some of the ideas, PeerTube, Jitsi, WireGuard, NoScript, Tor, GPL, GNU-net, you know, something that helps, you know, what is it, safer email, vendor independent. So if you have a project, you send them and they can sponsor you. You can like, they can really, you know, it's a lot of money also, I think. Projects with support, look at this, thousands, I think there's 1,800 or something. Look at this. Really cool. Not a very creative person to. So I'd have a, oh, what do you mean not very creative? Coming up, yeah. Well, I guess it's the approach you take, you know, you can just, well, you know, okay. You can just look at it like maybe there's a problem that you could help solving, you know, and stuff like that. I think it's less about like doing something completely new, you know, or there are all of these little things that can be so helpful for people, and something that, well, it's a good thing to, you know, think about, you know, and ChatGPT can help with that actually. So this is something to help accessibility for the people, and I'm not really good at selling this. But yeah, look at this. These are very, like, some of these ideas I don't, you know, but what would be great to read what all of these things do, and then you can look like, look at all these projects. Now, I'm not that creative person myself. How would I come up with an idea of my own? Let's see. And it's not a big thing. Like someone is porting Nix on Windows. So that's like very, you know, it's not like a mind-blowing idea. Well, it's a mind-blowing idea, but it's, you know, and he's sponsored by them. Effective strategies to help you identify, develop meaningful project strategies to generate open source project idea. I think it's best to read first and see, you know, how to be helpful. Reflect. How are you doing? Here is me already telling you what to do. Examine, yeah, current open source projects to identify where they could be enhanced or extended. Yeah, that's good. This could involve adding new features, improving documentation, community discussions. Yeah, you got to get involved and then see practical steps. Okay. Hi. So I wanted to, yeah, so I will apply for this. So they do this every year. Summer of next, you apply and then maybe they pick you up. I had interviews twice already in 2 years. 2 times I applied, and it was nice because it's even nice to just apply, and you learn something and you prepare, you know. So it's helpful. How do I make a timer with Figlet? Because I need to get up for a minute or two. Oh, countdown. Look at this. Will this use? Nah, this is too much. Okay, wait, I just need to go. Check it. Hey. Okay, I'm back. The companies I want to work for are very competitive, so I need some projects on my resume to even stand just a remote chance at getting selected. Oh. Well, yeah, there's time, you know, for that stuff. I mean, there's time to, you know, have those projects under your belt. So, module system deep dive. No. The module system deep dive. Welcome to NixOS modules lessons. You'll find comprehensive collection of resources designed to teach you about NixOS modules, an essential component of the NixOS Linux distribution. Whether you're just starting out or looking to deepen your understanding, this repository is your go-to source for learning all about NixOS modules. Now, NixOS is a Linux distribution known for its unique approach to package management and system configuration. At the heart of NixOS lies the Nix Package Manager, which employs a purely functional declarative approach. And yeah, integral part of the system. users to define and manage various aspects of their system's configuration in modular and composable manner. All right. So what essentially this is saying that, yeah, you have modules, but like all the options, actually I will follow the tutorial this time. Last time when I was doing this, I made like five videos and I was still stuck at the first because I was constantly commenting something. I'll try to follow along this time a bit more, strict. What is a module? A module is a function that takes an attribute set and returns an attribute set. So this is very basic. It's still a function, right? It takes something and returns something. But a module is a function that takes an attribute set and returns an attribute set. So basically our configuration.nix is a module itself. So this, right, it takes an attribute set and returns something, which has the body of what it does with it. Right, you have configs, packages, and lib. All right. It may declare options. It may define option values. When evaluated, it produces a configuration based on the declarations and definitions. The format like so, useless.nix. This, as the file name suggests, is completely useless. So I wonder if we could just useless nix. So it's basically this. Yeah, I mean, you don't. Oh, do I need the ellipsis? I think I need the ellipsis. I think this wouldn't work actually. Let's see this. This is like this sh. I should make an alias nix instantiate eval. Did I save this? No. Let's written. I think it's like this actually. Nix instantiate eval useless nix. Nix instantiate. No such command. Wait. Well, we have a lambda. All right, so it works. So even it works without the 3 dots. Haha. Let's try the strict lambda. Let's go again into it. And what is it? Like this? No such. How do I run shell? Basic module, Twitch, module system. How do I run shell command from within Helix? I forgot. Thinking, that's too long. sh. This is vim, yeah, so I was using the vim. sh. Okay, let's try like this. sh. Eval useless.nix. Just lambda. Right. So he wrote 3 dots. So now it will gonna work. It's still lambda. So it can work without the three dots, basically. Right? Useless.nix. So this, as the file name suggests, is completely useless. It takes no arguments and returns an empty attribute set. Well, is this correct? Oh my god, I'm again doing it. Like, it takes no arguments. It does take no arguments. But you could provide it an argument and returns an empty attribute set. However, it is a valid module. Let us add to this, make it a bit more useful. To define any values. The module system first has to know which ones are allowed. This is done by declaring options that specify which values can be set and used elsewhere. Options are declared by adding an attribute under the top level options attribute. The most general way to declare an option is using libmk option. Now, this is a big jump. To define any values, the module system first has to know which ones are allowed. So this is done by declaring options that specify which values can be set and used elsewhere. Options are declared by adding an attribute under the top level options attribute. The most general way to declare an option is using libmk option. Yeah. And at the beginning, it says, that little really is the tiniest possible NixOS module, a function that receives the standard arguments config, lib, and packages, and just returns an empty attribute set. The moment you want to do something, you need to declare an option, optionally set a default or make it required, use the value somewhere under the top level config. Below is a minimal self-contained example you can drop into modules greeting Nix inside a flake. Oh, what is this? This is too messy. Inside a flake. Horrible. Why inside a flake? No, why inside a flake? Just make a minimal example without a flake. Configuration.nix, modules greeting Nix. Lib config. With lib, bring mk option, mk if into scope. This is too much. This is too much. Okay. First has to know, but this is, options are declared by adding an attribute under the top level options attribute. This sounds a bit confusing. I don't know. So we have options. So now we'll just add the lib here. We had the lib. Like this. Options, name and a type. There's something confusing about this. Options, So we have a new one like options. No, we have to add this one. Options. And inside the options, name libmk option and a type mk option. And a type lib what types string. Yeah, I don't know if I can change this. It would be nice if the bracket would be closed. Anyway, it's not important now. So what do we have here? Lib, options, name, type. While many attributes for customizing options are available, the most important one is type, which specifies which values are valid for an option. So there are several types available under libtypes in the Nix packages library. As you can see, we have declared an option name. Options and then name. We have specified that the name option will be of type string, so the module system will expect a string when we set a value. It's a lot of typing for that. Now you may have noticed that we have also changed the function arguments. Now the module is a function which takes at least one argument, lib. Yes, because we have a lib here. So we got to declare it here. And may accept other arguments expressed by the ellipses. This will make Nix packages library functions available within the function body. We need this to get access to MK option and types. The ellipsis is necessary. So the lib argument is passed automatically by the module system, absolutely vital for modules that have option declarations, as you will need lib for defining options and their types. It is one of several arguments that are automatically provided. The full list of arguments. Now that we have declared an option, we would naturally want to give it a value. Options can be set or defined using another top-level attribute, config. Config. Yeah, I don't know why I'm a bit confused by all this. We have declared an options. We would naturally want to give it a value. Options can be set or defined using another top-level attribute, config. Yeah, Robert Hansing was saying this is like old, the way it's named, option and config. Config is just, I don't know, it's a bad name. Yeah, config. What's config? It's a pretty, I guess when you don't know how to name it, you name it config. Config. Options can be set or defined using another top-level attribute, config. So we have a useless.nix and useless.nix and now config.nix. So here again we have, right? Right, so we have another module, but now we have config. And what's config? Well, it's another module. And inside we're going to have what? Name. We have a name now. Config name Boaty McBoatface. No, McBoatface. Boaty McBoatface. So previously in our option declaration, we created an option name with a string type. Here in our option definition, we have the same option to a string. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot of option this, option that. So wait, I'm gonna pass this. It's kind of confusing. There are a lot of option things. There's the option. Now that we declared an option, give it a value. Previously in our option declaration, we created an option name with a string type. Here in our option definition, we have the same option to a string. So what's the difference between option declaration and option definition? In its output, it may have two level keys, options and config. So the schema, what is allowed, that's the schema, all right. And config is the values, what actually happens. This is a degenerate case. It declares nothing and returns nothing, but it's a syntactically valid module. The module system merges many files together. All right, that's true. So to be able to type check and document that and result, it has to know all possible knobs up front. That's why an attempt to write foobar 42 without first declaring options foobar fails, with option foobar does not exist. I see. Did we do that? No, we just introduced a name which we had to declare, right? Options, name, and a string type, and that's the name. It's a lot of typing. The universal option constructor, MK option, must be an integer or omit to make it required. Default description, port the example daemon listens to example. Declare, define, consume. This is nice. Wait a second. Declare options my greeting message. Define my greeting message. Consume. It's a lot of typing. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of confusing. In our option declaration, we have created an option with a string type. Here in our option definition, we have set the same option to a string. I mean, every sentence that has like 1, 2, 3, 4 options, it's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's too much for me. This sentence has too many option words. Clarify. Please clarify. Yeah. Earlier we declared a setting called name and told NixOS name must be a string. Right. We declared a name and it must be a string. So I guess this is like for an option of a program. Let's say you want to write NixOS module for a program that you want to control through Nix. And if a program has an option, first you have to declare it here and what is its type, and then you would write what the option is here in the config, I guess. This setting exists and expects a string. Definition, here's the string we wanted to take. So are you saying that option and config is the same as declaration and definition? Now working. So declaration and definition is kind of the same as option and config. I think Robert said that too. Those words pair up like declaration describes a setting. So think schema, he's saying schema, okay. That's the declaration, and definition config supplies an actual value for that setting. Think data. Okay, we can look at it, data and schema. Maybe it's schema and data. Option config. So option block declaration config and anywhere definition. So NixOS first merges all declarations to know what's allowed, all right, and then merges all definitions to decide the final values, and finally uses those values to build the system. Options and config, yeah, look at this. Options and config and have formal names. This is a typo. That is options and config and have formal can have. Is this can have? Have formal names. That is option declaration and option definition. The rest of these lessons will use them interchangeably. So options, option declaration, and config option definition, right? Our option declarations. Okay, now he's talking about options. Yeah, it's confusing. And option definition. Why they cannot change the names? Why can they just change the names of config and options? How complicated would that be? Maybe not too complicated, but then what about all those modules that were made? Yeah, you would probably have to rewrite the whole thing, or what? Robert was talking about this, how it's messy, you know, and I guess we're stuck with this kind of, you know, naming. Yeah, it's not simple. You can think of it as keywords baked into NixOS. Let's see this. And aliases inside the evaluator that can accept both the old and the new. Give users 2 years to update their custom modules. Drop their aliases in future NixOS. Yeah, well, that's just an idea. So anyway, our option declarations and option definitions do not need to exist in the same file. When we evaluate our modules, we can simply include both files. As long as every definition has a declaration, again, these words, we can successfully evaluate our modules. If there is an option definition that has been declared, the module system will throw an error. Okay, now that we have our declaration and definition, how do we evaluate them? There is a function provided by the Nix packages library eval modules. It takes an attribute set, attribute set, as an argument, and one of the attributes is modules, which is a list of modules you want to merge and evaluate. The output of eval modules is a rather large attribute set with the information about all the modules. For now, the attribute we care about is config, which is where the final configuration values appear. So we have 3 files. I just open up a new, actually, eval.nix. So is it like this again? Yeah. But now it's interesting. why there is a like this packages lib eval modules, and now there is eval modules. Oh, eval.nix. How do we evaluate them? All right, so we declare them, we defined it, we declared a name. Okay, we have a module. We simply declared a name. Our module is going to have a name, and then in another file, in the second file, we define what that name is. It will be some name, Boaty McBoatface, you know. And in the declaration, we also declared a type. So it's true. How do we evaluate them? With a function. So I guess the function will take what an attribute says as an argument, as every function, right? And one of those attributes is modules, which is a list of modules you want to list. So I guess it will take a list of those two modules, the useless and the name. So the output of eval modules is a rather large attribute set with information about all the modules. Options. I think I should change the name. Okay, let's write this. Okay, now here we have a list of the modules, but it's different how the modules. Oh, we need this. Right, we are writing a dot options.nix and config.nix. Right. Config, but I don't know. This is weird. The way this is written. So that one is, we have an eval.nix, we have a useless and config. Eval options. This should be named options or option. Options. It should be named options. How do I rename this? Options.nix. Right. So config and config. Options and but how is this written? Why is this like this? Can we just declare it like just with this? No, we have to write. We'll have to import this function. Why is lib not declared here? Why is it? I thought like because it's packages. I thought it's just lib. So it's not just lib. What's the difference between packages.lib eval modules? Because I thought a function will be called from the lib something. Yeah, because you have lib and then the name of the function, and when you have packages.lib. I don't know what's the difference. There's lib. So outside where you are, outside the module system, in a flake, in a quick REPL, packages.lib. Yeah, for the lib you would have to import Nix packages, the raw helper inside a module body lib. The same library but with a few extra conveniences. mkif, mkmerge already imported for you. So lib, you get inside a module. So the lib you get inside a module originates from packages.lib. Yeah, but why is it packages? Yeah, this is going. And why the... Okay, explain line by line. And why the parentheses? Packages, anonymous function, lambda. Yeah, okay, but we are introducing, importing, open parent, start a grouped expression. Grouped expression, packages lib eval modules, call eval modules from packages.lib. And argument list of modules to merge, first module file, second module file. So this is what is going to be merged. And with this function, and start a grouped expression, finish the grouped expression, and then access the config attribute of the result. So what is a grouped expression and why is it using the parents? Oh, it's like in math, I guess. Yeah, just like you put parentheses around the sum to evaluate it before the rest, you can wrap any Nix expression to force it to be treated as one unit. Right, I saw that. Packages lib eval modules and .config. Without the parentheses, the parser would read packages.lib.evalmodules.config. Right. And complain because, yeah. Yeah, it's still kind of confusing. We can create a helper script to parse and evaluate our eval.nix file and print the output in a nice format. This is new too. If you execute the run file, you should see an output that matches what we have configured. Wow. Let me check how did he start YouTube. Wait, NixOS module. The NixOS module system recursion config against config common infinite. Let's see what he did here. Intro from a single fixed point function, how the two configs differ, why the config. Implementing a simple merge, how a simple type merge steps toward a complete module. Nice. MKF avoids using imports. And module system expedition, writing NixOS modules. I should check this. Maybe I'll just look at this. In modules with secrets. Yeah, actually. Let me stop this. I just want to look at this a little bit because it's confusing.
So kind of know what it's going to be about beforehand, which is kind of nice. And we're not going to be kind of straying from this topic, I hope. Something else to briefly mention, NixOS 23.11 was released just yesterday. So you can go on the homepage, see the announcement. All right, so writing NixOS modules. So the original question here was there was multiple ways to do that. So for example, one of them is modules, so just this as an attribute set. Another is with a function. There's a couple other ways. You can also import files, which is generally not a great pattern to do, but let's go over it. So to start off here, I have a fairly simple setup here. I'm using npins today just for anything works really to just make it reproducible. I have a simple configuration.nix here, which should just build as a start. And I have a default.nix here, which just imports NixOS so we can build it fairly easily. And so this should be just a nix build -a NixOS system.system. Yes, and actually let me not build this, but instantiate this. So it only does the Nix evaluation until it gets to a derivation without actually building it. I think that's quite...
That's very cool, actually. NixOS 54. I like his approach. NixOS 54 repo. There must be a code there. NixOS repo. Let's do check. If we go into code 54. No 54. Oh, he didn't write it. Maybe he wrote it before and he's reusing it. Look at this. System low battery. What is it? Oh, I have a nice trick I do now. Wait a second. So you basically take a screenshot. Let's do this. Come on. Let's just remove this. Like this. I'm going to make a screenshot. Yeah. And I'm going to upload the photo. Write the code. So, and then I can go retry. Come on, Nix code explanation. And here we have it, which is kind of nice. I can now reuse this. I can reuse this. Let's try this. Quit. Let's quit this. Let's go back. This is a temp. Let's mkdir modules infinisil. Or I can do. Wait a second. Actually, let's make. Let's go to Nix. Where would I have 59? This is 54. 54. 54. So I'm going to go to 54. And
it's NixOS start. And I have a default.nix.
That's a default.nix. So default.nix, paste. And now we have it. Okay. Systems, built-ins, current systems, sources, import endpins. Oh, I don't have endpins. I don't have endpins. Yeah, endpins is a program. I don't have endpins. 53. Let's check 53. Default Nix. Sources JSON. Niv.
Next here, which make it reproducible. Okay, just for like, anything works really too.
So he created a configuration.nix. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do now, actually. Wait, here's a configuration.nix.
Just make it reproducible. I have a simple configuration.nix here, which should just build as a start. And I have a default.nix here, which just imports NixOS so we can build it fairly easily. And so this should be just a nix build -a NixOS system.
Yeah, I don't have endpins set up. Yeah, endpins. That's inspired by Niv. Handling different types of dependencies, features. This is stuff with Nix. You start with something and then you end up doing 10 things. Nix shell, quick start, endpins init. Interesting. I have to make it, wait a second.
.system.
Yeah.
Yes, and actually let me not build this, but instantiate this. So it only does the Nix evaluation until it gets to a derivation without actually building it. I think that's quite useful. All right, so let's maybe start off with doing well, in this case, we've seen modules. I guess this is one level up. So if you use I guess, yeah, let's show this in here. So if we were to use, well, underneath it's a module system. And so module eval is when you do lib.eval modules. And in there, the argument is called modules. And you can add modules here.
Module eval lib, but it's not like packages. Eval. Let's remove useless packages. .lib eval modules. Oh yeah, this has packages. This doesn't have packages. Okay.
And the same happens for flakes if you use the NixOS system function from the Nix packages flake. Yeah, NixOS system here. You can also pass modules there. So it's the same thing, but underneath they all do the same thing. So we can just go in here and set imports, and imports is the same thing as modules. So we can also briefly show this like this. So if you have imports and you have a module in here, so to start an attribute set, an empty one is a module, and we can just try this out with, let me do 54. Do the Nix instantiate. So this works. It doesn't throw an error. So an empty attribute set is a valid module. But in here we can also further import stuff. So we can say imports equals another one and another one. And that would all work. So in the end, all of these imports get recursively collected into a single big list. And that is then the final list of modules. And so what kind of things can you do in here? Well, so attribute sets, I'm going to remove this again. You can give files. So we can say, let's say we want to have a module for a desktop profile. So we say desktop.nix. All right. And now in desktop.nix, we can do the exact same thing. This is just like the configuration.nix. It's just another module. We can also pass the empty. Use the empty attribute set here again. It also works. We can also do imports as usual. We can also set any options here. So we could set like, let's say environmental system packages equals, now on the desktop I might want to have Git installed. So I do with packages. All right, now we get to the second form of modules. It's kind of a increasing, well, not quite increasing, but you can have functions as well. And so in particular here, we need access to packages, and packages is in the module arguments, which implies we need a function. And so we add a function argument here. Now in the module system, what you need to do is to have a ... an ellipsis to accept also arbitrary other arguments. And that's because you can extend these. So while you could, so there's a list of module arguments. That's like config, there's options, there's modules path, lib as well, a bunch of others. But if you just add them here, then if one more would get added, this would fail. And I mean, we could also demonstrate this. Let's see what happens if we do this. I think special args is another one. If I try this, will it work? Modules, path, packages. I think that actually worked. Did I get them all on the first try? So now let's declare another module argument. We can do this with module.args.foo equals 10. And that should fail. Oh, I think it doesn't fail. Are we not evaluating this somehow? Let's try. What if we do like syntax error here, I guess. Come on, semicolon. No, that definitely works. All right, so do we not need the semicolon, the ellipsis anymore? It's kind of surprising. Maybe not. Okay. Well, let's continue on then, I think. So at least the standard form is the ellipsis here. You might still need it. I might just not be able to reproduce it right now. But okay, so we have just an attribute set as module. You can pass arguments as well. And in these arguments, right, probably one of the most important ones are lib. Options isn't usually necessary. But config and lib are fairly useful. So with lib, you can do things like, say you declare, I don't know, a list of packages up here. Like, let's say, this is entirely pointless, but package names equals git. And then you could say, we're gonna map over these package names and generate the actual package from that. And then name and say packages.name and package names. All right, so you can, we actually didn't need lib here, so it's kind of a bad demo. So map is one of the only functions that you don't need to, it's a built-in. So you can also do built-in map. But map is one of the only built-ins that is available without having to put the built-in stat before that. But also lib exports all of these. So let's say it was more difficult, another function, then you would have to use lib. So generally, I prefer using this one instead. But okay, so you can use lib for that. Then config, would be used to refer to values of other options. So what would be a good example here? I mean, let's do something kind of random and say, let's go to here, appstream.enable. Sure, it's the first option. So I can say, well, actually, I don't want to add git all the time, but rather I just want to have it if appstream is enabled. And how would I do that? So I need access to this option. And the way to do that is using config dot and then the option name. And then, oh yeah, here we can also use lib. This is actually a good use of lib. There's these makeIf functions which add a conditional definition. These are only valid in the module system. So we can say make if this is true, add this definition. And then here, let's actually undo the thing from before. And let's have the packages.git in here. All right, so we'd only add git if appstream is enabled. And actually, can I?
Yeah, this is good, but I'm not sure this is the best to watch for now. Let's see how they did writing NixOS modules. Yeah, this is good. Look at this. 16 also. Intro and looking at the questions, why double users? Modules with secrets. Debugging and tracing NixOS. So there's a lot about modules. Intro, debugging derivations, simplest NixOS module scaffolding. Catch all NixOS types, getting a confusing error from Nix. That's good. And module system expedition. I want to see how he starts this one. Let's see.
All right. Hello, and welcome to the next hour. So before we start CS, we'll look at the module system. We had a question here, and I thought it would be interesting to cover both that, but also a bit more just about the module system. Let's see what happens. I don't have any concrete plans. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. And also for future next hours, if you have anything you want to request, let me know. Let's jump. When using flakes, how can one inspect? Let's try that out. So, and actually, I'm gonna try the temp. Yes, let's try that out. So, and actually, I'm gonna try.
No, I don't want to start now with flakes. Yeah, this is kind of confusing. Yeah, I'm kind of getting lost. Well, not really getting lost. Let's revisit the modules in Finicel. That was for 2021. Oh, that's NixDev. That's one NixDev. Modules. Where's the modules? Module system deep dive. Let's see what he did here in Finicel. I do not even know if this works still, actually. You'll write modules to interact with the Google Maps API, declaring module options which represent map geometry. You will first write some incorrect configurations. That's what I like with Finicel. He tries things out, even when it's correct or incorrect. Creating opportunities to discuss the resulting error messages, how to resolve them. What do you need? How much am I doing this? Hour and 7 minutes. Yeah, time flies. You will use 2 helper scripts for this exercise. Download map.sh and geocode.sh to a working directory. To run the examples in this tutorial, you will need a Google API key. Oh, the empty module. Download map.sh. Hey. Yeah. Default. What does he do first? He declares an empty. Let's just see what he does. He declares an same thing, right? Like Jatsu wrote a useless.nix. Well, he just names it default.nix. Right, he puts the ellipsis, declaring options. Now you will need some helper functions which will come from Nix packages library, which is passed by the module system as lib. Okay, he's talking about helper functions. So introduce lib, that's clear. And the ellipses, like libmap, lib.map, what he was showing now. To map, I guess, over some values. Now using libmk option, declare the script's output option to have the type lines. Well, that's a quick jump also. Default.nix, lib, and options, scripts output libmk option type lines. Okay, that's also what Jatsu did with here config and options. This is just more generic. Options, name, and a type. Options, scripts output, libmk option type. The lines type means that the only valid values are strings and that multiple definitions should be joined with new lines. Okay. The name and attribute path of the option is arbitrary. Here we use scripts because we will add another script later. Evaluating modules. Write a new file eval. So we have to have an eval.nix to call libeval modules and evaluate the module in default.nix. Eval. Yeah, what did he do in the eval? Let's look at eval. Packages, libeval modules. Let's appends. Also, lat nix packages. Fetching this packages, import nix packages, config empty, overlays empty. In what? Packages, libeval modules, modules default.nix. Yeah, this is a different approach, I guess. How is he? Yeah. Maybe again I'm doing the mistake is the first time when I went to this tutorial I got stuck and I was explaining and reading and comparing, and after 5 videos I ran out of steam. Next, instantiate detail explanation. Okay, that's what's next, instantiate. Options, types, config. Oh, he put everything into default.nix. Oh yes. So what Jatso does here, he separated the. We don't have actually a default.nix. We have eval.nix, options.nix, and config.nix. Here we have a default.nix with options and config. In the Finicil tutorial, try to execute previous command. And then he's kind of playing it like that. Reproducible scripts, eval, yeah, this is too much for now. This is too much. You see how I'm getting lost a bit. Modules. Okay, let's drop this. No. I'll save this actually. So we have options.nix and eval.nix. Let's see what we have in eval.nix. Now we have to have a helper script to parse and run sh. Okay. Run sh. Run sh. What is this? Nix eval. F eval.nix. So it's gonna eval the nix. And then this, what is it? Where's the backspace? It's horrible. Look, I don't have a backspace. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do I really do not? It's like I never use that. Horrible. Oh my god. I will actually copy paste the backspace. I can't even copy. Look at this. Horrible. I should stop the stream. Horrible. At least I know how to copy and paste. Nix eval -f eval.nix. Apply. So we're applying here. What are we applying? This is a function here. JSON. If you execute the run file, run sh, you should see an output that matches what we have configured. Okay. What is this? Change mod or what? You see, I don't even have +X like this. Is it like this? Change mod. And then, so what is it doing? It's downloading Nix packages. If you execute the file, you should see an output that matches what we have configured. Boaty Yeah, I guess the best thing would be to run through an entire tutorial. And then, because that's the thing when you do a tutorial, right? Sometimes I have the tendency to over-explain the parts that are not clear, but I think in this case it's better to run it through more times. Because if you're constantly stuck at the beginning and, trying to explain things, and then it goes on, and then you never finish the tutorial. Okay, so we got it. Let's see, name Boaty McBoatface. Option dependencies. Now we have some basic knowledge of how to create an option and set its value with a config. But previously we created an option that was both the input and output. What if we want several inputs and an output that is some combination of those inputs? That is completely possible. Options can depend on other options, making it possible to build more useful abstractions to make option values available to a module. The arguments of the function declaring the module must include the config attribute. The one nice thing about options, I mean, here it's very, manual, I guess. You can combine them, but are there any reusable abstractions that you can? No, right? It's just for kind of mapping the functionality of a program, and the module can kind of map that, and then you can use the module and not manually, setting the program. Lazy evaluation in Nix language allows the module system to make a value available in the config argument passed to the module, which defines that value. Options.nix. Wait, let me mute this video. Okay, now this is a much bigger thing. Options Nix. That's an eval. That's options.nix. libconfig. So now we're going to have config. So, we can put the, like this. Okay. And then we're going to have a let config equals config. Let cfg equals config. Let cfg equals config. And options. Okay, now it works. let config, options, name, title, type, origin, greeting, type, config, greeting. Maybe we don't have to add all of this. Maybe let's just add one. Options, name, title, origin, greeting. So I guess I would go here after options. Now I would do the config, right, greeting, hello. My name is config name. I see. My name is $CFG name and a dot. And then I could close it, right? Like this. This is actually closed here in the greeting. Greeting config. Yeah, like this. Will this work? So now we have a lib config, let config, let cfg equals config. I think this is just something convenient. And what? Options, libmk options type. So here you declare it. I guess you could, oh, now he's putting everything in one. Yeah, the name of the file is called options, and inside there are options and config. I think the name is just very confusing. I mean, I'm not saying it's just confusing. And there's config here, config, options, and options. Hello, my name is, will this work? Run sh? No, will not work. The option greeting does not exist. We have added config to the function argument of the options.nix module. We have also declared name, title, and origin, which are all string types. Gosh, I want to do a module tutorial now. I first have to learn it. But this could be easier. Those will be our inputs that will we configure. This is the second typo. Yeah, I guess people that will use this are familiar. I think this kind of tutorial should have a disclaimer, maybe, what kind of prerequisite. We have declared an optional greeting, the line. So now we just set values for name, title, and origin in config.nix. But we have name. Do we have name in config? Where's the config? Let's try and vim. We have name. So what's going on? What's going on? Lib config, let cfg equals config. No, I understand if this is convenient, but maybe it's confusing when you're just trying to learn something. Config, greeting. Can I just copy this out? Explain. Let's see. Code you gave, libconfig, options, config. Libconfig, this is a function that takes an attribute set, a set of named arguments. It expects lib, like MK option, config, the current configuration, usually values chosen by the user. And anything else, that's clear. Let's CFG, okay, it creates a shortcut. CFG is now the same as config, so that's just it. Why? Just for shorter writing later, so you can type CFG name instead of config name. But still there's a lot of typing here. Like this, options, name, type, title, type, origin, type, greeting, type. Maybe I can, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times. I have, you know, it's kind of awkward. After defining CFG, it returns this big set. It has 2 parts, options and config. Inside the return set, look at this. This defines a new option called name, right? And this must have a string type, right? Then greeting, this part generates configuration based on the provided options. It creates a greeting string. Look at this. Is there a way to refactor so that I don't have to write string type like 4 times? It's a bit repetitive to keep writing type libtype string 4 times. You can factor that out a bit. I'm trying to learn this, but it's more important to refactor it. Let's CFG config mk string op, name, libmk option, type, libtype string, description, name string option. And look at this, name, title, origin, and greeting. This is shorter. Interesting. I made a small helper function, mk string opt. But I guess I should do it now. Even shorter without description. Look at this. Nice. Ignores the argument since it's unused. libgen address to avoid writing each option separately. Yeah, this stuff is hard. Okay, maybe this is better to type out so much in options. libmk option, type, title. But why our example it's not working actually? In options, name, libmk option, type, libtype string. That's the option though. So the config, it's greeting. Hello, my name is CFG name. Maybe because of CFG. We have added config to the function argument of the options.nix module. We have also declared name title, declared an option greeting. Okay, now he's commenting here the line CFG config is not strictly necessary. We could have used the config argument wherever CFG was used. It does help mentally separate the idea of the config argument and the config attribute. If you explore the NixOS modules, you will find more interesting examples of this pattern. Not so clear? Okay, the config argument is not the same as the config attribute. The config argument holds the result of the module system's lazy evaluation, which takes into account all modules passed to eval modules and their imports. Yeah, maybe better would be, yeah, I guess there's so many ways how you could teach this. I like the approach that it would be nice to combine these two approaches, like to take a program that has some simple options and then to, better than this actually, name, title, origin. The reason your option X isn't working is because you didn't define, hey, hi Drake, nice seeing you. The reason your option isn't working is because you didn't define greeting in the options section. Yeah, I've missed something. Is this all clear to you? Like, is it clear to you? Like, I was wondering. I mean, it's kind of clear, but if you would have to write it out now, you know, from, let's say you have to make a, you know, module a little from something, is it like clear to you? Isn't working because you didn't define greeting in the options section. Where's the options section? Oh, I don't have a greeting defined. Right. I don't have the greeting. I have the name, the title. Oh, it's a funny mistake. Yeah, I thought in the options we would define like the name, the title, and everything, but not the greeting. And then the greeting would be, but you have to define the greeting as well. Even though the greeting somehow combines these three, but you have to declare the greeting as well. Okay, that's like this. Wait. Greeting libmk option. Greeting libmk option type and libtypes string. Yeah, libtype string, and that's it, right? Ah, you see Vim actually returns it here. Yeah, I think I kind of like Helix, but Vim does better. Something's better by default. So now it should work. Now it should work. Yeah, greeting, hello, my name is Bodhi McBoatface, Bodhi McBoatface. Hello, my name is... Options config. Name. Well, let's just type the rest actually. It's now already. We have a name, title. It would be good actually to practice typing of these things. It's the same libmk option. Libmk option, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, type and libtypes string. Right, and this thing. So name, title, let's write it on our origin. libmk option type equals libtypes string. That's the origin. Name, title, origin, greeting. Right. And the config. So the config will have, okay, we're going to write everything. Config, my name. My name is CFG name. And I am a CFG title. Dot. I would write a dot. Ah, yes, because that's the, yeah. I am from CFG origin. CFG origin. And like this. So, where is it? So when I do now, my name is CFG name. I am CFG title. I am a CFG title. Did I save it even? Oh yeah, I have this thing. I think now it will work. The option title was accessed but has no value. Try setting the option. The option title was accessed but has no value. Try setting the option. Oh, we have no option. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Name, title, origin. Title, libmk option, title. Not sure. Wait a second. While evaluating attribute greeting value, the option title was accessed but has no value defined. What do you mean I have no value defined? Check run SH, perhaps you missed something. Ah, that's Drake. Drake always has a solution. Drake always has a solution. Even when they don't. Run, yeah, you're saying to run. Have you still tried to do that build barn thing that we tried and then failed? Run sh. No, this should work. Yeah, me too. There's something new called Bonanza. You should check that out. Yeah, no, I will not go sideways now. Nix eval. No, this should work. title, origin, name, origin. But where did I set the title actually? In config. Wait a second. Yeah, that's the reason. I think I have to write like like I could do wait a second, let's do my name. Domagoy. Let's try my name. Title. So what's the title? Or I'll just use what he does. I always have to change something. Yeah, I think I have to do autonomous underwater vehicle. Origin England. What is the title actually? Well, wait a second. I'll do person. I don't know. Origin Croatia. Like this. I think now it will work. Shall we run? Yeah, now it works. In greeting. Hello, my name is Domagoy. I'm a person. I'm from Croatia. Domagoy, Croatia, person. Okay. Let's do what he wrote. Boaty Mac boat face. Title autonomous. What is it? Autonomous. Origin England. Okay, now it works. Set up an eval nix to evaluate our modules and return the config attribute eval.nix. That's what we have. Create a run sh script to evaluate the eval nix file. That's what we have. And if we run the script, run sh, we have our configuration. Notice that it gave us the entire configuration, which is to be expected. What if we just want greeting? It did, it wrote everything. We can specify to only return the greeting attribute in our new eval greeting nix file, eval greeting. Eval greeting. What's the time? This time flies so fast with this. Hour 43 minutes. I have to stop soon. Yeah. Eval greeting. Packages, modules. Oh, it's this thing. And now he's changing the name of it. We can specify to only return the greeting attribute in our new eval greeting. Okay, so he's talking, Jatsu is talking about, we have an eval, right? That evaluates the whole thing. Or does it? And update our run script as shown in run greeting. But no, he's not adding to it, he's creating a new one. Our new eval greeting nix file. So it's like if I can copy this. So let's open up config. No, that's not it. Vim eval.nix. And let's save it as, can I save it? Will it saved as a new file or not? Eval greeting.nix, or it will just change. Okay, I have two. Good. eval greeting and greeting. Update our run script is shown in run greeting. And then you have to update our run script, run greeting, a new one. That's a lot of typing. Update our run script as shown in run greeting, sh. But run greeting, oh, we have to change here because it's not anymore eval, but it's eval greeting. Yeah, eval greeting. And we're gonna call this run greeting sh. Run greeting sh. I think it's change mod run greeting sh. So when you run the new script, we have just the configuration of greeting. Hello, my name is Bodhi McBoatface. I'm an autonomous underwater vehicle. I'm from England. Yeah, but how do we, I don't like this new lines here. How do we change the new lines? Maybe with the lib function, splitting modules. How do we, splitting modules. Based on what we have covered so far, you can imagine that a module can get quite large. You could also imagine having several independent modules with some common option declarations. Yes, it would be ideal if it were possible to split modules apart into component pieces. Based on what we have covered so far, yeah, okay. I've tried this tutorial and it's best to just run it through, and a lot of things will not be so clear. Yeah. But maybe the tutorial could be better, you know. I think it could be better even. So go in and write one. Based on what we have covered so far, you can imagine that a module can get quite large. You could also imagine having several independent modules with some common option declarations. Yeah, so you would actually split it, the same as your configuration.nix that I have to split. My configuration.nix is a bit long. I could split it already into, like, you know, like the desktop and what programs I have, or the Helix configuration I have in the configuration.nix, but I could split that apart and import it with imports. Using the same setup from the previous lesson, let us separate the name, title, and origin option declarations into their own modules. I see. Do you see what he's doing? And then he's going to import it. So I presume, let me just do that. Wait a second, ls config options. So is it options, greeting, origin, type, name, libconfig? Yes, you wouldn't put all the options in one file, because each option can have another sub option and such. Yeah, that makes sense. So let us separate the name, title, and origin option declaration into their own modules. So we have name.nix, lib options, title, origin, and options. Now Nix will have this, but it will import check this out. Libconfig, let cfg config in what? In imports. So this stays from before, right? There is the options and imports. Why the options? So I guess let's delete this. Let's delete these. In what? Imports, right? We have like these guys. Is it like this? No, it's not like this. So it's like this, imports. Like when we import the hardware.nix or whatever the name is. And so we go name.nix, title.nix, and origin.nix. And options. Just not sure now what is this options thing going on now. Options. Options. Okay, greetings. Greeting. libmk option. Oh, we're doing the same thing. Type. I still forgot it. Type libtypes. Libtypes, okay. String, right. Libtypes and like this. Options. Config, greeting. So our configuration is the same. We define values for name, title, and origin. Config.nix. It's going to be the same. Setup eval nix to evaluate our modules and return the config greeting attribute. So now it's different. Options, config. No, it's not different. But now it means I have to have a name and a title and origin. So what? I have to do like all of these guys. Name nix. Name nix with what? Yeah, I have to write to all be like little ones. Lib 3 dots, right? So now we're gonna, I'm not sure what's the styling. Do we write it in the same line like this? So the Nix options, title or name, it was name. libmk option. So now he's not using the, yeah, that's confusing. It was packages libmk option. Now it's libmk option. Type lib, what is it? Types string. Name. Oh, it didn't close it. Look at this. Yeah, I have to see libmk option like this. So that's the name.nix. And now I have to do the same thing with titles. Titles. So again, we're going to do lib like this. Also options like this. So now it's title. Title is what? Also libmk option. Type is lib types string, right? Lib type string. Yeah, look at this. Should practice my Vim skills. Yeah, this is correct, but it's not titles, it's title Nix. Name and origin.nix, and origin will be also a lot of typing. lib3 like this. So and options. Did I remember? Options is like this. And type, right? We have to do type. What are the options, I guess? So this is again the options option declaration. We are not providing a value. It's funny, like this is kind of like the parameter of the function. This entire function thing, it's kind of the parameter. And the argument is the definition. Yeah, I don't know what would be the best way to. Because we are not providing any values here. String, right? Yeah, this is, should be like this. libmk option. I didn't do option. Title. Origin. I missed something. Options, origin, type. Origin. Oh, interesting. Options. Origin. Origin. libmk option. Yeah, this is very abstract like this. I guess you would have to, yeah, this will be better when I should run this tutorial and then try to, you know, make something into a module. In our options.nix, okay, now we have written it. I don't know if this will now even work. I probably made a mistake. Yes. In our options.nix file, we import them using imports. I gotta go. Good luck with the module. Yeah, thanks, Drake. Yeah. Bye-bye. In our options.nix, we import them as using imports, which takes a list of paths. This is equivalent to if we had declared all of these options in the options.nix. Yeah, I'll have to stop now. So, you know, small steps, baby steps. Very baby steps like. And I have to rename the stream somehow. This is SoN prep. Yeah, I'm going to change it to like module. I have to see. Yeah, I don't want to name it like Summer of Nix. I don't want it to be clickbaity. I don't know. SoN. Okay. That's it for today. Tomorrow, I guess I'll try to finish it. Bye-bye all. Nice seeing you.